Reciting the Azan touches Sarah Price's heart. "Being a journalist made me learn about Islam," said the journalist whose full name is Sarah Price, starting the story of her introduction to Islam. For this woman from Australia, the best thing about being a journalist is the opportunity to create change in the world, give a voice to the weak, and get to know people and the world around her. Islamists, jihadists, ISIS, the ban on driving for women in Saudi Arabia, the burqa, and the events of September 11th, these words lurk in every discussion about Islam. "For a word that means peaceful surrender to Allah," Sarah said, "Islam is a religion that is connected to several negative connotations and is often the party that is blamed in the mass media," she continued. Sarah admits that people are often confused when they meet her. Some Australians ask, "Which country is he from?" They were surprised when they heard the word Australia. Australia and Muslim women? The combination is unthinkable for some people. Sarah's conversion to Islam was not easy. He was repeatedly investigated, rejected, fired from work, lost friends, and faced severe challenges from his family. They found it difficult to accept Sarah's changes. He received many harsh and rude comments about his conversion. Some people assumed she was willing to be converted for a man. Obedient. Before converting to Islam, Sarah Price was a very devout Christian. Sarah took postgraduate studies majoring in journalism at Monash University, Australia. Sarah admitted that her experience as a Christian was the starting point for her faith journey. "Without that, I wouldn't be a Muslim," she said. His love for Jesus really made him choose Islam. Sarah's trip to Malaysia changed the strength of that faith. "My trip to Malaysia became the basis for my conversion to Islam. I went there after deciding to join an exchange student. I never imagined I would experience such a crazy adventure that would change my life," the girl recalled. The neighboring country opened Sarah's eyes about Islam. The trip took Sarah out of her comfort zone. The girl from Gippsland was exposed to things she had never known in her small town. Before coming to Malaysia, he didn't know anything about Islam. Sarah, as far as she remembered, had never met a Muslim before coming to Malaysia. What he had in mind was that Muslims were so far away, far from civilization. He also thought Muslim women were oppressed. They can't go anywhere without their husbands. They can't have a career and have to wear black all the time. That image shattered when I went to Malaysia, says Sarah. He found beautiful Southeast Asian Muslim girls wearing colorful clothes and headscarves. She made friends with many Muslim women who were able to go to university and pursue careers. Some wore headscarves, although others did not. They all seemed to love their religion. Islam quickly became a religion that Sarah wanted to study. Her eyes and mind were opened when, as a journalism student, she had to write an article about the rights of Muslim women. That's the beginning of everything. Her mind was suddenly full of knowledge about Islam, and the fact that women have special rights in Islam. The first time Sarah stepped into a mosque in Malaysia, she instantly felt calm and peaceful. The loud but simple call to prayer touched the recesses of his soul, giving rise to feelings he had never felt before. When he first bowed his head towards the Kaaba, he seemed to find a home in his heart. Sarah did not convert to Islam in Malaysia. He only converted to Shahada a year later. However, her experience in Malaysia has exposed Sarah to Islam in a beautiful way. Interview. Upon returning to Australia, Sarah felt something was missing. He began researching key concepts in Christianity. "I researched what Paul taught, the practices of religious leaders after Jesus' death, and read the Bible more carefully," said Sarah. He also researched various contradictions in the Bible. According to this Australian girl, there are similarities between the Quran and the Bible. Jesus is an important figure in both religions. Islam also proclaims many stories about Jesus or the Prophet Isa in the Quran. Christians and Jews are often called people of the book because they have the same roots from Abraham. The only difference is that Islam places Jesus as a prophet and does not worship him. Even though she has found the answer, Sarah still has not turned away from her religion. He wanted to convince himself. Sarah's interest in Islam gained momentum when this girl had the opportunity to interview Marina Mahathir. Marina is the daughter of former Malaysian Prime Minister Tun Mahathir Mohamad, winner of the 2010 UN Person of the Year title, and SIS, Sisters in Islam figure, writer and supporter of women's rights. Sarah's meeting with Marina influenced her views on Muslim women and Islam in general. I still remember how sweaty my palms were. This is my first interview with a famous person. Sarah's story is expressive. Marina's calm but firm attitude impressed Sarah. The interview went smoothly. Marina answered so many questions she's had since arriving in Malaysia. He felt he had gained a new understanding that was far greater than he had ever thought. It was one of the most important interviews that changed my life, added Sarah. His belief in Islam became stronger. Sarah is fully aware that the right path is not always easy. Despite how difficult the times were, Islam brought an incredible sense of peace to his life. It all made Sarah happy. What I can say is that I have found peace with Allah. I know I am never alone in any of my prostration. It is true that after hardship there is ease, impressed the Australian woman.